So, an intro. Hello, welcome back to today's episode of the Self-Development with Tactics. Oops. Podcast. And as you can see in the background now, we're talking about something different today. Another book again. Because I started another book yesterday and I fucked up the whole recording somehow. I do not know how. And I can't record with headphones. I don't know how. This is something that I've come across twice now. This is actually the third time where this happened to me. Something completely shit because the whole recording is something to just throw away. But you know who I am to just blame around. I have the best life everyone can dream of. You know, I do have everything. I have water. I have clothes. I have a room. I have this. I have myself, and I have. Yeah. Do you? Quite a quick question. Do you are quite grateful for you being yourself? This is something that I quite often think about myself. I'm quite grateful that I'm so fucking grateful that I am who I am, or that I am me. I wouldn't like to be somebody else than just me. Maybe it is just because I'm used to being me. This could also be one thing. And but maybe I'm just so not proud of me, but I'm so happy with being me that I wouldn't just like to be somebody else, but me. But yeah, without being too like I'm the best, we are going through. We're going through Wooden from Coach John Wooden, which seems to be do not do not fuck with me if you're just really into basketball, I think. I don't know him, so I don't know him. It is basically a leadership book, as I know. The thing is, I always think about like leadership books. Okay, I'm sorry. I always think about leadership books quite like, why did you turn yourself? I always quite think about leadership books like, okay, this is not quite something for me. Even though I could just see myself as a leader if you just, count social media. I'm not an influencer. I hate the word influencer. I don't know why, but I'm a social media person, okay? This might be one of the reasons why somebody could just name me a leader. I'm not a leader as I think of it right now. So therefore I'm just, I'm just not quite a person to just give a lot of value to those just leadership books that I'm just, going through. But this actually is also a leadership book, but it has something to do with sports, and I like sports in general. And the very first sentence that I've read from this book summary was just something like, okay, I'm gonna read it. And we're actually going through this right now. Actually going to close it up, like a close up. And the book in 3 sentences. I'm actually on the samuelthomasdavis.com website. So if you want to check this particular summary out right now, you can do it yourself, and maybe you just listen to what I'm saying. Maybe just turn myself off. If you just really like to go through this on yourself, I would definitely just tell you, okay, do that. Because if you can't get anything from this particular video, which I don't know by now, I hope you can, and I think you can, then do something else. So I just want you to get the most knowledge or the most out of your time that you're having. But let's start with the first one, and the first quite good one. You must know who you are and be true to who you are if you're going to be who you can and should become. And this is definitely something that I've been quite thinking about lately. And why I've been thinking about it, because I'm like, okay, is it really like my meaning? Am I really meant to be what I'm just doing right now? Am I meant to just becoming who I want to become? And this is something I think everybody should ask himself or herself, actually. Because this just could change up a lot of things, Every person, at my point of view at least, is just meant to be something. Actually a person, yeah, makes sense, sorry. Okay, yeah. But everyone is just meant to be someone. If it's an athlete, if it's an artist, if it's an banker, everyone is just good at something. Everybody is just talented in something and is the best at something, from everyone he or she knows. And I think this is just what you should become. This is just what you should do. The thing is, I'm not doing it. I've always been good in sports. I've always been just really great at sports, and I've always loved sports from the bottom of my heart. And at the moment, I'm not doing something with sports. The thing is, the way that I'm going to go with this particular thing and what I'm doing right now is maybe just being able not to sit in front of a fucking computer all day long. Because this is something that I actually do not like that much. I do just have to go outside, especially when the weather is great, like today. I totally went outside 2 times today to ride my bike, actually the first time in this year. Quite a great experience. It would have been greater if my mood was a little bit better, because today actually I felt not that great, to be really honest. Been talking about this in the other episode as well, so the other episode that is uploaded today. So maybe, I don't know if I'm just uploading it today, so uploading it just before the other one, or the other one before this one. So I don't know. But I think this is totally great to just be truthful to yourself and tell yourself and just look for what you're good at and what you're meant to become or what you're meant to be. The second one is success is peace of mind that is the direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. And this is actually a great explanation of success. And I've been always quite searching for something like this, and this makes sense. The thing is, with being happy, with being rich, with being successful, it always comes up to you being happy with who you are and with the position you are in. The thing is, I don't want to be rich. I want to be successful. I really want to be rich, but I think being rich is just something that's not like making me happy. I would rather just go for being happy. The one thing that I want to make sure in my life is that I'm actually happy. This is the one thing, because I understand by now, fortunately, that just by being happy, everything else doesn't matter anymore. If you're alone or not, if you're happy, it doesn't matter. If you're rich or not, if you're happy, it doesn't matter. If you're, living here, or if you're living on the Bahamas, it doesn't matter, because you're happy. And this is actually something that I came across, and I've been thinking about it quite often. And I came to the conclusion, just going for happiness and pursuing happiness is, one of the things, or maybe even the only thing you should be doing. The problem is, when you do not have any money and you're getting unhappy because of that, just having more money will just make you then happy. And so on. So always just going for happiness. If you're happy, nothing is just bad, or isn't it? The third thing is, big things are accomplished only through the perfection of minor details. Wow. Interesting. I've never been thinking about certain things, but maybe they will just explain it, or he will explain it in the process of this book, or in the process of me actually going through. I'm sorry. Here you can read it as well. I'm sorry for not showing you this. This is actually one of my fears, that I actually go through a singular episode the whole way without the window showing, without the text showing, which would definitely be something that's pretty fucked up, I think, and piss me on. But at the end, you can listen to what I'm saying, and you could also just, which is totally something that's, great effort, but you could actually go to the website and go through it, yourself while listening to what I have to say. But yeah, which is actually something that I find quite great, just reading through the book while listening to an audio tape of the book. And you can find a lot of audio tapes on the internet. I wouldn't suggest you to just download them and just use them. And it's the same thing with ebooks. I actually to really be honest, all the books that I've read were actually just for free, somewhere downloaded from the internet or the web on my Kindle. This was actually one of the reasons why I decided that I actually buy myself, and this is Marketing from Seth Godin, because even though, which is the funny thing, I have read it, I have downloaded it on my fucking Kindle, and I didn't knew. And I think this is kind of maybe my karma coming back to me and saying to me, okay, this wasn't too nice, this wasn't too good, that you actually downloaded so much knowledge and so much books for free that you could actually have just paid for, you should have paid for. But yeah, so I will never suggest you to do this. If you're just really fucking broke, I understand it. I really understand it that you want to have the knowledge, that you want to go through, the books. Then you can download them without getting a virus and anything. That's totally fine, to be honest. But I wouldn't suggest you to do that. The authors, they put a lot of work in their books. This is, I think, the reason enough. And also just by the knowledge they give you, just giving them something for it. I think it just feels not that great to just, I don't know. I will not do it anymore. I think this will be fine for me then. And yeah, the 5 big ideas of this book are, or is, or whatever. You must know who you are and be true, and this is something I've already read. You cannot have a perfect day without helping others with no thought of getting something in return. So you cannot have a perfect day without helping others with no thought of getting something in return. Why do I stumble across so many books that are so great lately? Does this mean something? Actually, also a very great question you can ask yourself pretty often. Does that mean something? If something happens that's kind of making you like, that's just kind of making you like think, asking yourself, does this mean something? Does this mean that, this was a great thing that I did, that my karma, if you believe in karma or not, just ask yourself, does this mean something? But so actually, just giving without expectations is something that I do have to just practice more. I do have to just have to do more consciously, because I think this is definitely something that the whole society says to you, that when you're doing something good or when you're doing this and that, you will get this and that. And this is the wrong way of thinking, at my point of view. I think you should give because of the sake of giving, because you just feel great if you're giving to other people, and not because you know that you will get something in return, maybe. Actually, my greatest accomplishments I got through actually giving a lot to other people. To be honest, a little story time here. My girlfriend, we've been together now for 2 years. Since 2 years? For 2 years? For 2 years. And everything quite started out with me just pushing so fucking hard to actually get her, quote unquote. And what I did is just being the fucking nicest person on the fucking planet. This is just all what I did. And I do quite believe in it, that if you're just, such an incredibly nice person to a person you just love or like or whatever, chances are very, very great and very high that you actually are able to just, that you are kind of doing something with it, that you not get something from it or get something in return, but to just maybe have a relationship and maybe get together with this certain person. I just really believe in it, that if you just really give, and I just mean really give, a lot of nice words, a lot of patience. Patience is important, definitely, and a lot of other things. Just being the nicest fucking person on the fucking planet. I think this is the way to go, to be honest. And I think, and I would totally be pumped if somebody, would have made an experiment on this, if you could actually do it with any fucking person. Maybe in my days, in my really old days, in some years, maybe I will have to make this experiment to just go for anyone. Just be the fucking nicest person, even though I do have to say this just takes a lot of time. If you do just have a business, if you're into doing business, don't do that because it takes way too much time. The third one is you have to apply yourself each day to become a little better. You have to apply yourself each day to become a little better. I don't know what he wants to say there, to be honest. I only know apply in a certain other context. Sorry, actually, again, without showing you it, I will go on, never mind. So if you sincerely try to do your best to make each day a masterpiece, angels can do no better. Totally. Actually going through the day and trying to do just your best all the time without crippling yourself. This is important for me. Just not being like, I have to do this the best. I have to do this the best. Just doing it in the macro, I think, is fine. In the micro, you might have some days where you're not feeling that well and so ever. Then it is especially important to go through and to push through. Don't get me wrong. But actually not crippling yourself by actually just really feeling shit. That actually not doing something, or that you actually just fucked up something and whatever, because through failure or through making mistakes, you just learn a lot of things. Actually, James Altucher, the author of several self-help books and money-making books and whatever, who actually created and or founded, whatever you want to call it, founded, I think, 21 fucking businesses or companies, which is totally great. He got bankrupt in the meantime, and then he just got his wealth back and forth, and so on and so on, which is interesting because this was actually one of the authors I didn't actually want to go through, because I saw his net worth and decided, no, I do not want to learn something from you, even though it is so relative. Compared to myself, they all are so fucking rich. Compared to me, I'm like, I don't know, a cockroach or something. I do not have any fucking money. Then me saying, okay, I don't want to go through his books because he doesn't have as much money as Tony Robbins, which actually is, his net worth is I think 500 million. It's just incredible, isn't it? $500 million. Even though, Bill Gates now achieved the billion mark as well. No, 100. Is it 100 fucking billion? Now the 500 million doesn't seem to be that much at all. It is always what you're comparing it with whatever. Fifth one is drink deeply from those great books of your own choosing, and you will enrich yourself. Drink deeply from those great books of your own choosing, and you will enrich yourself. I don't know what he means. I hope you do. It's not about me learning a lot. I do just like to learn a lot, and therefore I think going through the book summaries also helps me. But the essential thing is that you can get something from it. At least you are understanding it. Maybe you are just looking it up. I'm just only the person who kind of tries to provide these things, tries to provide additional value to what is actually also in the book summary, to actually be able, just... Actually, the thing is, I once just asked myself if I actually should contact these people and tell them, okay, there is now an audiobook version of your fucking book summaries. Because it is, I'm reading every single word that's there, which is totally great for the podcast listeners, I think. On YouTube, I don't know. I think it would actually disturb me if I would just watch someone who is actually only reading what I could read myself. Maybe I'll just have to kind of move to a place where I actually make my own videos, in terms of not being kind of unable to do anything. Okay, I could do something, but I kind of feel like, okay, this is my way of podcasting. This is my way with actually engaging with other people through their thoughts in their book. This was my initial approach on why I actually decided to go through books. Because I think the information there are not better at all, but they are just, very compromised, and you can get much out of, or I think you can get a lot of a broader way out of them than if you just watch for or Google for some articles, because they're very detailed and very in depth, and these are most often, or I think pretty often, in depth and quite broad. But yeah, wooden summary. The wooden summary. Close up. Wooden summary. It took me a long time to understand that even a stubborn mule responds to gentlessness. Definitely, just being gentle, just being nice, just being patient, just these particular things. Patient maybe is just a little bit on his side now, but just being nice, being empathetic, being just the kindest person the people have talked to. Why is it so difficult for most of the people? Why are so many people so unhappy with their life, even though they have everything, especially in those first world countries? Everybody's just complaining about fucking everything, especially me. I'm quite complaining quite often, I think. Something I should not do, because why I do have everything. I shouldn't actually be complaining about me feeling not that good today. Why didn't I feel good today? I have everything that I need, I think. Maybe not. Well, yeah. 4 things a man must learn to do if he wants to make his life true. The first one is think without confusion clearly. Definitely. Because I kind of feel like often people don't see reality as the reality actually is. And there's actually a scientific approach on this, and actually did go through a book on this kind of topic, which was fairly interesting to go through it. Maybe you can find it. Should be something like, I think you could definitely find it through Google search, not on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't include the description, but Google does, I think. And therefore just Googling for, I don't know, reality and my name and the podcast and whatever, and then you might be able to find it. Love his fellow man sincerely. Yeah, his life true. Okay. Act from honest motives purely, and trust in God and heaven securely. This is a rhyme. Clearly, sincerely, purely, securely. I'm not about sure about the trusting God and heaven thing. There are a lot of people who do not just, believe in something like that. They may believe in just something that's above them and above everything, but they particularly do not quite, believe in just religious stuff. So I'm not quite sure about this. But yeah. So be true to yourself, help others. Is this actually... Yeah. So be true to yourself. Very important. Very, very important. Help others. Definitely also important, because I think this just makes you feel good, and this just makes you fulfilled as well. If you do just have a life of giving to other people, is there any other possibility than feeling good about yourself? And I think not everybody is actually feeling good about themselves. And nowadays we all have the opportunity and the possibility to actually provide our values and our knowledge that we have to other people. And this is actually something that's pretty great. Totally great. Just giving them something about what you know, and just making their day a little bit better, making their life a little bit better, helping them with something that you have struggled with so that they don't have to. This is just, yeah, I think this is just great. And I think, and I kind of think this is actually based on science, but I don't know, I'm not quite sure. Actually helping others is also something that's just our nature, and this is something that nature or biology, or which is just our biology, and that we like to help others. And this just, how do you say it? I think just kind of just sends out a lot of hormones if you help people, because if we didn't help ourselves when we were just really in the early days of humankind, of our humankind, I think all the other races we had might not have had this certain trait, or whatever you want to call it. But actually, by helping people, some endorphins or hormones, whatever gets sent out that lets us feel good, because if we haven't done it before, or if we didn't do it, we all have fucking died. Because as a singular person, back in the days with all the predators and all the just wild animals and other people, I think we all would have died. And we all just, slowly but clearly have starved to death, because we just, I don't know, maybe have killed, each of us ourselves, or we would have been eaten by just predators, because we couldn't just really fight against them, and running away is not often the most best just thing you can do, because predators can be fucking fast as well, even fast as you are. So therefore, I actually think this is something that's biology, as quite a few and quite a lot of things, which is totally great, because it just maybe lets you feel that we are so adapted, but still so just old in terms of our behavior, in terms of how our body functions, and so on. It's just incredible that I think we were quite the same people as we started, certain things adapted and certain things got bigger, like the brain and whatsoever. Definitely a few things changed, but in the whole piece, some kinda stayed the same. But I'll move on. Make each day your masterpiece, and don't get crippled by it. Drink deeply from good books, especially the Bible. Is this a religious summary? I do quite still believe in it. I don't know. Still read books. I don't know if books are the only source. At my point of view, you should just, take the medium and put it on a pedestal, because it doesn't make any sense. You could just get the same exact information from an internet search as well. The thing is, will you get it is a question, because not everything is in the internet and not everything is in the books. So therefore, just using both, I think, both are great mediums, both have their advantages and disadvantages. And I think by just, taking them both and using them both, you're just pretty much safe, I would say, yeah. Make friendship a fine art. Okay. Build a shelter against a rainy day. Totally. Just having the people around you that are so positive, that if it is actually a rainy day or a sad day, that you do have somebody to talk to, or just to lift you up again. Pray for guidance and count and give thanks for your blessings every day. Totally be grateful for what you have, even though, you might have not that much as other people have. Still be grateful for not having nothing. You must know who you are and be true to who you are. I've read that. You cannot have a perfect day without helping others. I've read that. You have to apply yourself each day. I've read that. If a player appeared to be taking it easy in practice, Wooden would tell him, don't think you can make up for it by working twice as hard tomorrow. If you have it within your power to work twice as hard, why aren't you doing it now? Actually something that I myself been thinking about as well. I do just see, I do not know where I've seen it. I do not know where I've got the source or whatever I've been, kind of experiencing my life. But this is actually the case, that a lot of people are thinking this is just only practice and I'm just going low on it and whatever. And I'm quite always a person who's just giving the best, especially in sports. In sports, there's nothing to laugh about for me. I just really have to be the best always. I'm so fucking competitive in sports. I just really get pissed when I'm not winning. If it's, a team sport like, soccer or whatever it is, or basketball, I always have to win. It's just incredible. And if I'm not doing it right, and if we are winning, but I haven't just been a contribution to the whole win, I'm also just feeling bad. I just have to be fucking one of the best people on the field. I don't know why. It's and the thing is, if we just win, it's totally everything fine, isn't it? But the thing is, for me, it's like, okay, no, I just have to be just the one singular person that was just the reason why we actually won. And when it's the case, I'm fucking feeling great. I love sports, as especially I think team sports. And this is actually one of the one of the things that I thought about, if I actually should have been doing like, been playing soccer my whole life long, if this would actually be the thing that I should do, or if I should actually do something else, should I do this or that, I don't know. If you sincerely try to do your best to make each day a masterpiece, angels can do no better. Drink deeply from, again, your faith, whatever it may be, is the greatest shelter of all. So often we fail to acknowledge what we have because we are so concerned about what we want. I have quite everything. And I think it is actually great that I just, talk about certain things every single day for at least quite half an hour. It's just, I think, making me a better person and making me a happier person as well. I'm actually so sorry for letting it be so much on the border of the whole screen. It's something I definitely not like, and for you reading it, it's maybe not that nice as well. I'm sorry. But I think it's actually great for me. There are a lot of things and there are a lot of factors that I think this, what I'm doing right now, is actually the thing that I should be doing. Because there's so much things that are contributing my life, whether it's actually talking about things, so that I just get the perspective, I get the knowledge, I get the passive knowledge of actually distributing all the shit. I get the knowledge of design. I'm designing every single day. I'm getting better at designing as well. I'm building something for my life eventually. There's so much factors. I'm just really hoping that you will just find something for you as well, where you can just think about and talk about and whatever, that you're actually doing so much good for yourself by just doing it. The only thing that is like, it's not that the best thing for my health, because I'm going to bed every single day, way too late. I shouldn't do this. And today I'm just actually feeling it. I'm feeling that my body says, okay, bro, just be a little bit more cautious about what you're doing. Just keep a little bit of attention to your body and just, really listen to him. And this is also something that I just really want to suggest you to do, and would really advise you and want you to do it. Actually kind of just listen to your body, what he's saying or what she is saying. Actually do what he wants to do. It's the same thing with food. Most of the time, if you're just eating some crappy food, you will totally know that you're feeling shit afterwards. And still, a lot of people just, keep eating that shit. Even though their body is fucking screaming and telling them, no man, please don't do that. But still they just do it. But yeah, I think this would be it with this episode. I hope, by the way, that you like the outro. Is it actually called outro? So the opposite of the intro, whatever. I think it's a great one. I really get inspired by Gary Vee's audio tech. But yeah, I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you're doing fine, and I hope you get your wealth, health, happiness, and success done right. And yeah, please do not forget about giving back to the people. Sorry. And do not forget about your legacy. And I'll see you actually tomorrow or today, actually, if you're just, okay, let's say I'll see you today, because maybe you're just going through another video of mine, and then, yeah, you'll see me. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day and or night, and I'll see you. Bye.